Time heals all wounds. Does it? Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests. I was sitting on the beach in Waikiki on the first vacation of my aloneness. And I wept. It was the morning, the dawn, that I was to take the plane and come back and start life in my new normal. Grief is a solid object. It has mass. Grief is big and small. I sort of celebrate big and small. I realize it's crazy, but I grieve losing a finger. You might find that funny, crazy. But that is the reason I remember to get them fixed in the first place. My first car, I called her Vivian. I grieved when the guy came to pick her up and took the pink slip and her away. Viv and I had some really good times together. Yeah, I grieve inanimate objects. Don't even get me started to talk about my pets. My fur babies, it's like total madness. There, before me, I know it's Rainbow Bridge. And it is crowded with my fur babies waiting for me. I can still smell their breath, their scent. And I know those good boys and girls are heavy on the bridge, awaiting you to get there. So, when they handed me that flag, and I came home from the funeral on that first day, it was as heavy, that simple flag, as any great granite rock. I brought it home, and a weight bore me down. I put it in my lap. And then I held it to my breast and I rocked it gently. People were wise enough to give me the respect to leave me alone. You're allowed to be crazy in the first little bit of grief. As time goes on, you get folks that say, hey, tick, 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 tick. Ding! You grieved long enough. It's time to move on. Go out and have some fun. Don't they understand? Can't they see that I am carrying this burden to the point where I can barely stand up? But sure, I'll get dressed. I'll grab a red lipstick and paint a big smile on my face and out I'll go. Then you get the other side that says, did you see her out having a good time? She didn't grieve long enough. She was out there with that bright red lipstick. I ask you, what's the right color of lipstick for grief? Grief has mass. I said that. It's complete You need a place to go. So I went to grief group. That's an interesting place. You're in a circle of others that are grieving. And when you first come, there's this interesting welcome for the latest griever. It's kind of a happy moment, sort of in a weird way. And then there's sort of a ribbon award, kind of like table topics, of that person who's grieved the longest and the hardest. It's a little competitive deal going on, kind of keeping up with the Joneses of grief. And then there's that one gal or guy, in my case it was a gal, who her grief was greater than everyone else's grief. And I had to sit there with my mouth dry, couldn't compete with her. She was the greater griever. I couldn't speak for my grief. Then it occurred to me, again, that grief has mass. With mass, that great rock that is grief, I realized after listening to them, it doesn't go anywhere. It stays, it's solid, but it does change. The great rock of grief grinds down into a place I can handle it. It changes, it morphs. I get Hawaii now. Sitting on that beach in Hawaii, I could sit there and look at the ocean. What it is, it's a great ocean of tears that is now nourishing all of this beautiful sea life. And that great rock has ground down to grains of sand that I can handle. And I will be stuck on my body with the pieces of sand. And I can sit and look out at the ocean at last and smile.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. It is so good to be back after being gone for a couple months. I promise to be back in August for a longer period of time. And Carl, it's the table, not your head.
Use the word again.
I'm here to evaluate Kyle's speech. She gave us a dramatic talk, which is Project 4 from the Advanced Speakers Manual, The Entertaining Speaker. And the objectives of this speech are to develop an entertaining, dramatic talk about an experience or incident, to include vivid imagery, characters, and dialogue, and to deliver the talk in an entertaining manner. And Kyle, you definitely met all of those objectives. And you were particularly effective with the vivid imagery. Your grief was palpable. We felt the mass. We felt the heaviness of it. So bravo for that. Very good. I really loved your phrase, grief is a solid object. It has mass. And then your whole speech, your whole talk flowed from that. And the use of the prop, the heavy granite rock, was very effective too. And especially how you used it, moved with it, had it on your back, using body language. And you learned that from the speeches you did before. So very good that you're carrying that through with your advanced talks. If I had some suggestions, it would be that even though I think a quiet voice is effective for the topic of grief, there were a few times that your projection was a little soft. And perhaps, just to build on the imagery a little bit, you could have had some sand that you could have sprinkled in front of you for your conclusion. Overall, you gave a stellar speech, and it was indeed very dramatic, entertaining, and full of imagery. I can't wait to hear your next one. Thank you.